and welcome to day 3 at Mad Cool Festival in Madrid. I am Charlotte Gunn, and we are here with 2 of Greta Van Fleet. Hey guys.
Hello there.
Hello, Charlotte.
Hello.
Long time no see.
We've been expecting you.
So you have been in Poland, Vienna, Serbia. Where do you come from today?
That's where
Lisbon. We came from Lisbon.
What's it like seeing? Have you been to all these places before, or is this kind of first?
No, first time in Spain, and the first time in Italy, and our first time in Portugal. Yeah.
Yeah?
But is it bus life, or are you flying around, or?
Both.
A little bit of both.
We just ended the bus. This is actually the last date on this European run, so then now we're going to head off back to the States for a little bit before we resume touring.
Are you going to get to hang out in Madrid?
Let's
I think so. I think tonight we're going to try to hang out, because we got here, 3 a.m. last night.
We did.
Ah, yes. So, after the show at 1:30 a.m.
1:30 a.m.
Then we will have...
That could be a record for actual, legitimate show. I mean, I'm sure we've started past that, in our salad days, but
Yeah.
What?
now,
As in the latest you've played?
yes, this will be. Well, I guess technically the earliest.
Festival show, yeah.
It's the latest show and the earliest show
It's
we've
good
ever
here though,
played.
because it's just too hot in the day.
That's true.
It's too hot, so you want to be on the 1:30 slot. That's the peak slot, really.
Yeah, that'd
It's
be nice.
unbelievable though, because I have gotten a considerable amount of sun just today.
Same.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, you've gotten great. You've gotten great color today.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been working on it. But so you guys, this festival actually has a really good rock presence. Do you find that in Europe, rock and roll is sort of still bigger than in the States or perhaps in the UK? Or is there anywhere you've been where you've had this really crazy fan base?
It's a kind of a discompartmentalized thing, because there are certain parts of Europe where certainly rock and roll is, remains a very established genre that, and it's also interesting to see that what rock and roll in particular as a genre can do is it's like a multi-generational thing, especially in Europe, a lot of Europe, that, there's young kids for the most part, and then you have the generations behind them, and it goes, and you see sons and daughters, mothers and fathers and grandparents, That's just unbelievable. And that's something that we are seeing more of in the States. But it's sort of a gradual thing over a progression of a few years. But I think you're right. Yeah, I think we definitely have seen rock and roll remains in Europe in this interesting way.
It's got a powerful stronghold here.
Yeah, for sure. And you've toured with or kind of played with some big guys like Foos and other people like that. Have they taught you anything about kind of putting on a big show or sort of rock and roll longevity?
Wow, that's a booby-trapped question right there.
Because if you say no, then...
Well, no, once we start talking about Dave and Taylor, we signed those NDAs,
It's contractually obligated to defer to a different question.
Yeah. So the weather. We already talked about that. No, but really, I think that any band who is... I'd hate to say that old, but if I was saying it to their faces,
experience.
That experience, that season, that weathered. I think that they pretty much have it figured out if they've been doing it that long. So in short, I think that we really have learned a lot about how to approach, especially touring. I think is pretty much the hardest part. And, having an attitude towards that.
Hard? Why?
Well, I think
extensive.
Extensive because for example, we got here at 3 in the morning, and now we're here, and it's pretty much like that every single day. So sometimes it's wow.
I suppose it can be a battle to remain as human as possible between your travel, when you eat, when you sleep, when you live, I suppose. It's very balanced. It's like a choreographed dance,
Right, but once you kind of remember to keep the music in mind, kind of remember why we're out here and why we're doing this, I think it kind of feels like something a bit, honestly, a bit noble to be doing. So we're very happy to do it.
Great. And one of the things you guys are all about is peace, love, and unity. So I've heard. Is it always peace, love, and unity on the bus?
Well, not necessarily in that order, but
It's a good question. The answer to that is no.
well,
But what's
you
it
know,
like, Tori? I mean, you guys must squabble more than the average people, as families always do.
Oh,
But
that's very true.
Yeah. There's some confrontation every once in a while.
I think it's more like unity, peace, love. That was probably love.
In a
Unity,
different order.
peace.
Just in a different order.
Yeah, it's love,
fine.
unity, peace, honestly. And and that's actually a whole different topic, really. Living on the road with your family makes it a whole.
But it must help, in a way.
Does.
Absolutely. I think, you have siblings, right?
I do. They're quite a bit younger than me, but yeah, they're twins, actually.
Oh, really?
Younger twins. Ew.
Well, good luck. Anyway. I mean, you're kind of like you gather a new form of respect for, I suppose, any of your family members out here, because I suppose when you're growing up, you have a different relationship, but as soon as you're tossed into a real life scenario, that sort of changes your view on someone else, because then you become your brother's keeper. It's like you have a different form of understanding, and you know that they're experiencing the things that you're experiencing.
Yeah.
And
We're not adults, are we?
I don't think so. I would hope not. Not yet. No. What do you think?
No, but no, I don't think I'm an adult either. So
That's fine.
that's fine. And you guys said that your trajectory's been pretty steep, so a lot has happened in. Although you formed in 2012, but
Yeah,
it
I
feels
think-
like it's maybe to other people it seems like a faster rise than to you guys.
Yeah, I always think it's that sort of a misconception, a
Right.
perception that, this happened sort of meteoric, and I think we've been, I suppose, a group as Greta Van Fleet probably now in this arrangement for about 7 years.
Yeah, okay.
And then prior to that, we had individually been playing on our own, and I've been playing guitar since I was 3, so it's almost been a decade to this point as being a band to this arrival, I guess, to the destination that we're currently at. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it definitely was not a linear growth. It all had. We kind of broke our bones there for about 4 or 5 years before we kind of started getting noticed and kind of, spearheading our way into what is actually the music industry.
Yeah. And you've got a new record coming this year still?
We're working on one, yeah.
What can you tell me about it?
That's about it.
Well, I mean, what can we say about it?
Not
We
a whole
could
lot
say-
right now.
Oh, no,
but
we
we
couldn't
can
say
say
that.
we're hoping to have it out by the end of this year, yeah. And it is an album.
And sonically quite similar to the stuff people have heard on the
Perhaps.
debut?
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
I mean, there's a little evolution, I suppose, with everything that, we're working on something quite different, I suppose.
Okay.
And it's interesting because we never know exactly what an album's going to look like, I suppose. It can only be so premeditated, but as it sort of unfolds now, it's, I suppose, sort of an example of where we are musically right now. So it's definitely much different than, I suppose, Anthem of the Peaceful Army would have been.
Once again, I think it's really the next step in the evolution of what we want to do.
Yeah, because now I suppose we have a little bit more leniency on, more outlandish stuff that we want to do,
Right, and I think as far as the entire intent goes, I think just incorporating more sounds, more tones, more styles of music perhaps, and kind of taking a step in the cinematic direction perhaps.
Yeah, and I suppose
Okay.
another question on this album as well was like, what hasn't been done and how many rules can we break? So that's another thing.
Is that what you think about when you go into
Every
the
day.
studio?
How can we break the rules?
Yeah, because that's when you really start creating something unique.
So rock and roll's, I think you guys have said it, it's sort of more of a lifestyle than just a type of music. But like, do you live by that? Do you go wild?
Well, we live in it, so.
So I guess
right
by
it.
direct, yeah.
Proper translative property.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I happen to notice that your logo is a little bit like the Stranger Things logo.
We had it
Stranger
before.
who?
Stranger Things.
We've been told that a few times.
Have you watched it?
I've seen an episode or two, I think.
Not-
a couple of years ago.
Not big fans.
No, I love it. I love Stranger Things. I love it.
Should watch it on the bus.
We were on Sunset Boulevard.
See, I wish we had time to do that. I could watch it on a flight, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. Sunset Boulevard, we were driving by, we were like, they stole our font!
I remember that.
So
Yeah,
I
maybe-
mean, it's up in the air.
Maybe who was there
Who
first?
was
Yeah.
it?
And so you're heading back home now, or just to the States to do some stuff like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
back to...
We might be doing things involving the album.
Oh. Where might you be doing those things?
Well,
In Michigan?
who knows, really? Maybe in Spain.
Maybe. Maybe. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
She's like, you're useless. You're useless. Both of you.
I'm not. But yeah, have a wicked time in Spain and enjoy
Thank you
enjoy
very
your time
much.
at home.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.